What's poppin', my people? You already know what this is. You're tuned in to On the Lockout. Today we got a correction officer in a lot of trouble. Things get heated. The correction the correction officer from Rikers Island decides on New Year's evening, right? Cardell Gatson, boop, right there, decides allegedly, right, that he wants to do something that no one would imagine he would do. He murks somebody. But he doesn't just murk any ordinary person out there. He murks his uncle, Stephen Gatson. This is what they saying. This is what's going on right now in the news, in the media. It's going down. They from Manhattan, West Side. My condolences go out to the family, right? To both families, because we don't know what actually happened. But this is what they're saying. This is what's in the media, in the streets. The correction officer turns himself in, they say, in less than 2 hours. No one knows what happened because they jumped in a friend's minivan and everything was fine. Out of nowhere, they say, boom. So there's already eyewitnesses. People are talking. So the correction officer decides, you know what? Boop. I'm going to just walk over there and turn myself in because it don't make sense for me to be running, which it don't. Last person he was with was him. He figured, let me go. I mean, this is what's being said, but he didn't talk. The whole time, he just turned himself in and he was silent. He already know the pedigree. He's a correction officer. And you could tell by his demeanor in the videos, in photos, he's not no slouch. You understand what I'm saying? Like, you could tell. I mean, looks are deceiving, but you more or less know. You always got this street intuition, right? That, you know what? This one will put the beats on you. You understand, or what have you? I mean, I always did. I got a good judge of character. So anytime that someone loses their life, right? I find it to be very tragic. I find it to be a sad thing. I don't know what would make the correction officer or ex-correction officer at this time, shoot his uncle, Stephen. Like, my whole thing is this, right? The family don't know, so his girlfriend, Steve's girlfriend, may, my condolences go out to them with all respects. It's sad. Anytime that our peoples is murking our peoples, anytime that a person is murking anybody, right? It's sad. No one wins. They family members. So she runs over to the building, they saying, right? And she just starts sobbing and going crazy. Oh, they murked them. They murked them. I'm figuring at this point she doesn't know that it would supposedly, allegedly, they saying that it was a family member, right? And I say allegedly because, I wasn't there. All I know that this is what's going down right now. This is what's being spoken about. The news. Another correction officer in hot water. Being that we report and we talk about a lot of things. Rikers Island, upstate prison. And I'm known for talking, and this channel talking about Rikers Island and Rikers Island issues and what goes on in Rikers Island and my stories. This is the part of the Rikers Island movement where we talk about the news. And it just happened to be them. And this is also where I do my war reports. Uh, this is really sad. My opinion, why I don't know why could he have told them in that moment when they were alone, because the friends, the people that went out with them that night say that they didn't see nothing strange, like they was hanging out, they was having a good time. New Year's evening, you know. I would think somebody would have to tell me something real hard in my family, like, yo, son, I'm just saying, with all respect to their family, but somebody would have to tell me just like this. Hey, yo, not for nothing, man. Your wifey's not for you, man. Like, what's up, man? I've been blowing her buns or something, you know, and then I'm gonna look at you like, bro, you family? And you telling me that? And then I might go there because out of anger, spur of the moment, you not thinking right. You holding a ratchet, right? And this is the thing that these correction officers are able to walk around, you know, ready. So he had his ratchet on him, and he just, you know, they probably, you know, no one knows. They said they didn't see no arguing, nothing happening, but you know how that goes. If they got into it, he had the upper hand. He got a license to carry, you know, he had his thing on him. And he let loose, man. That's why sometimes it's not good to be carrying things. You know, my family used to always tell me, like, yo, leave that at home because I know you. Someone says something to you, the smallest thing, you're going to use that. And they were right. So I try to put that in my mind and in my head. And nowadays, I mean, it's hard to leave things behind. I know, I believe me, out of all people, I know how hard it is. Whether it's anything to protect yourself, a knife, a razor, anything, it's just very, very hard. You know, but this is the part of the show where we gotta ask you, man. If you was to get locked up, if you was that officer, right? And you was to get locked up and you was to have to go to Rikers Island and you was a correction officer, right? Would you lock out or would you be shook? Because the serious thing is that it goes down in Rikers Island, right? So I think that there's gonna be a lot of things uh happening with that officer. But you know what? They take them people and they don't be around us. They be on their own world and their own selves. You know, it's not like he's gonna be locking out with us. That's a fact. That's not gonna happen. You know how Rikers Island is. It gets crazy. And so with that being said, leave your opinions on the matter, man. On the situation. My opinion, at the end of the day, nobody wins. Everybody loses. That's just facts. We know how crazy Rikers Island gets. We know how it pops off. You know, it's lit. But it's sad. Anytime somebody loses somebody, it's sad. Tell me if you heard about this situation, if you heard what happened with the officer. What do you think? What's your opinion on it? Do you think you know what's sad also, man? Because I'm thinking here as I'm talking about this, man. He had a daughter and a son, I think like 10 years old. I mean, everybody have family, but when you leave, you know, youngins behind, man, it's sad, you know? And the witness say that he screamed out. Yo, he killed me, man. Tell my kids I love him. Tell them he murked me, man. You know, and he screamed out his name. I mean, that's what's being reported right now. That he screamed out and was like, "Yo, he murked me, man. Tell my kids I love them, man." Yeah, man, I'm looking at it right now as I speak. The reports on it is that, you know, and then the wife was screaming out, uh, they murked him, she cried to another woman and hugged and consoled. They killed my baby. Sad, B. Sad situation. You know, when you got everything going for you, let me tell you, I know correction officers, they don't make the best of money. But to me, because you could tell he from the hood, the correction officer. He got a little hood in him. To me, with the flow that we got, being from New York, being from the street, that's like an easy job. Facts. You know what I'm saying? Because when people are locked up, they know what officer they could play and who they can't. And nowadays, 2020, officers is doing more dirt than the inmates. It's just facts. So you got it easy, right? Because Island is off the hook with the officers. They getting more money than inmates. Facts. Like, so sometimes we forget, the good things that we got. Like, you had a pretty decent job. You had a for sure job. You had a job that you always gonna have, unless you did something wrong at the jail and get fired, or like happen now, get caught up in something like this, right? Uh, but other than that, man, you had it good, and now all that's thrown out the window for what? And then a family member. I mean, you gotta ask yourself, when it comes to a family member, like, is it really worth it? Was it really worth it? Is it really worth it for anybody? 2020, even way before 2020, you're not getting away with murking nobody nowadays. Trust me, I don't care who you are. It's super hard to get away with something like that nowadays. To get away with murking somebody. That's just facts. That is super hard to do right now. So I know people that may think like, oh, I could get away. I know what I'm doing. Nah, bro, trust me. 2020. Leave your opinion on what you think about the matter, and did you even hear about it? This wasn't like it happened yesterday. This is on New Year's Eve. I've been wanting to speak upon it, but I was trying to acknowledge myself a little bit more about it. And then I've been making other content in between, going live, a lot of things going on, trying to catch up, talking to a lot of people about content, a lot of business endeavors. So I've been a little busy. But other than that, I wanted to touch on the subject, man, because it's sad. This is happening right in our own backyard. Like, most correction officers come from where we come from. And that's a fact, the 5 boroughs. But hopefully, the family will find some peace, man. Shout out to them, man, and my condolences go out to them, man. It's a sad situation, man. You know, uh, for Steven family, and for the uncle and for the accused, the dude that's being accused, because they lose someone too, right? Like, a lot of times we don't think. We get angry and we react right there, boom, spontaneously. And you know what? I'm at fault for that too. But today I'm working on that. I'm trying to become better at that. Leave in the comments if you're like that from time to time, that you just overreact without thinking. I think that maybe, I don't know what exactly conspired there, but I'm pretty sure that it was a super overreaction, like something that could have been talked about. That's your uncle, bro. Like, I don't know, right? But sometimes family also, we all know, can be the worst. So we don't know. We don't know. We gotta see what happens. But I'll keep you updated on the matter and let you know what's going on, and hopefully we'll figure these things out. Figure these things out. It's just very sad, that a correction officer, like this young man, he is only what? He's like, I think he's 30 years old, and the uncle, one of them was 30 years old. Yeah, he's 30 years old, the correction officer, and is about to spend his whole life behind bars when he still had his whole life to live. You know, and imagine Steven. Like, come on, he had a teenage girl and a 10-year-old son. You know what I'm saying? Was an avid, man, a football fan, loved to play basketball. You know what I'm saying? He was into all that with his kids, man. I'm pretty sure they were probably both good fathers. It's just them spur of the moment decisions. We let our anger get the best of us, man, and tragedies happen. You know what I mean? So you already know what this is. It's on the lockout, man. Sad situation. Hopefully,